President Obama's goal to forge a new relationship with Latin America.
We are ready to turn the page and write a new chapter in this story.
Now he says it's time to re-engage our southern neighbors. His first stop, Mexico, to show support for its President Felipe Calderon, who's taken on his country's violent drug cartels. Here, Mr. Obama will reiterate what his Attorney General and Secretaries of State and Homeland Security have said visiting this side of the border. The U.S. shares the responsibility and blame for the deadly flow of drugs and weapons across the U.S.-Mexico border.
Our demand for drugs is what motivates these drug gangs.
Immigration reform, which collapsed under President Bush, will be another hot-button issue. Friday, Mr. Obama heads to the Twin Island Caribbean nation of Trinidad and Tobago for the 5th Summit of the Americas. There he'll be one of 34 world leaders addressing the summit's official agenda, which includes the global economic crisis, the environment, energy, democracy, and security. But many political analysts say Mr. Obama's most important task will be to reconcile a bruised and neglected relationship with the Western Hemisphere.
First, a highly caffeinated, up-to-the-minute update on this weekend's racing. The fast pace continues with spy shots of an AMG Mercedes E-Class. And for our Victory Lap donut, we review Acura's TL. Crank the windows down and the radio up. News Break starts now. Yes, it's still winter, but it's also a race weekend, so we bring you a hot lap of what you must know. NASCAR is the big story. Matt Kenseth goes for his 3rd straight win. Yes, the season is only 3 weeks old, and if he wins, he makes history. The Cup race is in Vegas. Nationwide action rolls there Saturday. Now let's jump ahead to IndyCar. The pace car for May's Indy 500 is, surprise, surprise, the Chevy Camaro. This ends a 5-year reign for Corvette at Indy. Lastly, the 24 Hours of Le Mans field is taking shape, and there are lots of diesels, 4 from Peugeot and 5 from Audi. Okay, take a breath. Now you're all up to date on all the racing news. Well, that was fun. I'm going to pit for a minute, but Greg has some spy shots of the new Mercedes AMG E-Class. Greg?
Deanna, we've seen plenty of the E-Class lately, but this is version AMG. Power looks to be a whopping 525 horses from a huge V8. There are lots of spy shots of the Benz, but these show quad exhaust tips. That's a hint that this car has special powers. A good bet is this new E63 Mercedes will break cover at the Frankfurt Motor Show.
Not bad, Greg.
You're waking up with the Fox 9 Morning News.
But first, let's check in with M.A. Roscoe, who is live in Minneapolis. Good morning, M.A.
Well, good morning. You spin me right round, baby, right round.
Like a record, baby.
You know what? I just wanted to say that. But it really does. This is an instant decanter. It spins. Can you hear that? And aerates the wine. No time wasted. You can drink it right away. It's all aerated. Love that. It's just one of the devices, the gadgets you can find at the Food and Wine Show this weekend. We'll have that story coming up. Cheers, Doug.
Foodie alert. The 15th annual Food and Wine Experience, always a good time, is coming to the Minneapolis Convention Center this weekend.
Cooking, seminars, wine tasting, my favorite, new products, new gadgets, they're all going to be there. M.A. Roscoe is in Minneapolis with a little preview this morning. She joins us live from the kitchen window in Uptown's Calhoun Square.
That's steak.
Oh, what we got? We got,
You guys.
I know it's 6:45, but it's lunchtime for us.
Oh, we've got a man show, and we've got a plate of meats. I mean, that's a combustible combination. Chip the cameraman was going, ooh, this is jerk
and Doug
chicken.
Huemiller is too, I bet.
It smells fantastic. I'm with Doug Huemiller. He's from Kitchen Window. We're at the upstairs cooking school of Kitchen Window, showing you some of the new things that will be at this weekend's Food and Wine Experience. We're going to start with wood. Wouldn't you? New this year, pimento wood. What's that about?
Well, when you're making jerk chicken, authentic Jamaican jerk chicken, in Jamaica it's actually cooked on pimento wood. It imparts an amazing flavor. It's very similar to allspice. And just like there's cedar planks, there's pimento wood planks. The thing is that pimento wood just hasn't been available for export out of Jamaica. And it's very rare, so now we've got it back. We've got it in stock.
And you can use it whether you have a charcoal grill or a gas grill. You can still be a jerk. You know what? I can be a jerk with almost any cooking method, but that's another story.
We've even got a jerk kit.
BBC News headlines. I'm Alistair Yates. The Pakistani army says its troops are engaged in street fighting with the Taliban in the main Swat town of Mingora. It's the most important battle yet in the army's 4-week offensive against the militants. The UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon has visited a camp for people displaced by the fighting in Sri Lanka and pronounced himself saddened and humbled by what he saw. He called on the Sri Lankan authorities to allow humanitarian groups full access to the camp. Buckingham Palace is investigating allegations that undercover reporters were given access to highly sensitive areas of the palace. The reporters from the News of the World are said to have been waved inside without any security checks. The General Assembly of the Church of Scotland has voted to uphold the decision to appoint a gay minister to a church in Aberdeen. Thousands of churchgoers had signed a petition against the appointment of the Reverend Scott Rennie.
From Pacifica, this is Democracy Now!
No single piece of this broad economic recovery can, by itself, meet the demands that have been placed on us. We can't help people find work or pay their bills unless we unlock credit for families and businesses.
Newsweek says we're all socialists now. With nationalized banks on the horizon, we'll speak with the former chief economist of the Senate Banking Committee, Rob Johnson, and with former investment banker Nomi Prinz. Her forthcoming book, It Takes a Pillage. Then Binyam Mohammed is free. He's the British resident who was held in U.S. custody for more than 7 years, much of that time at Guantanamo. He's accusing U.S. officials of torturing him. His attorney, Clive Stafford Smith, reads his statement.
I'm not asking for vengeance, only that the truth should be made known, so that nobody in the future should have to endure what I have endured.
Then mascara, lipstick, perfume. If it was toxic, the U.S. government wouldn't allow it. Well, not true. It's not regulated at all. Today, expose the toxic chemistry of everyday products and what's at stake for American power. We'll speak with Mark Shapiro, the head of the Center for Investigative Reporting. All that and more